First of all, obviously you're well known around this conference in this area, but for fans who don't know you and your style, how would you describe that?
Interesting question. I would say that I'm a player's coach. I think I have a really good rapport with the players. I have a lot of energy. I demand a lot, but I'm fair. And I think that's one of the things that I always wanted to be when I decided to get into coaching, was a guy who can be on you hard but congratulate you just as hard. And I think, our players kind of work with that. And I think, it ain't just the DBs. And I think that's the misconception. It's the whole team. So having a relationship with the offensive guys, being able to talk to Arian Smith, and Dylan Bell and all those guys, and different guys, not just our defensive back. So I think my deal would be that I'm a player's coach, and the players respond to how I coach them.
Yeah, speaking of that, at the SEC Championship game, I was around your huddles. You were obviously on the opposing side there, but the energy in your position group before the game was unmatched out of any other group. That juice and energy you bring, tell me about that. Why is that important, and how do you see that kind of getting into your players and motivating them and doing what they're supposed to do?
Yeah, I think you have a passion for football. I think football has been so really good to me. I wouldn't be the person that I was, that I am, if it wasn't for the game of football. It taught me all the core values in my life. And I want to push that into my players and let them understand that this is the best time of your life doing what you get a chance to do. And you don't know when it's going to end. I didn't know my football career was going to end on an injury, running down on a punt. I never knew that. So at the end of the day, for our guys, I think it's very important to play every play like it's your last play every game like it's your last game. And if you do that, you'll get the results that you want, and you won't have any regrets.
You talk about a guy like Malachi Starks on this defense, right? Two-time All-American. Obviously, we know what he has on the field that makes him special. Well, can you kind of tell me the characteristics you see kind of off the field, in the meeting rooms, and everything he does off the field that makes him as elite as he's been?
Yeah, I'll give you an interesting story on Malachi. So Malachi said I was gaining a little weight, needed me to lose some weight. And so I started getting up at 5:30, and I was running a little bit. And the first day, I tell him I'm gonna come out at 5:30. Well, I walk out there, and Malachi out there on the field at 5:30. He run with me the first day. So I'm like, all right, he running a little too fast for me, to be honest with you. So I'm trying to talk to him while we're running, slow him down. Hey, he asked me the next day, he hold me accountable. Hey, coach, what time you going tomorrow? So then now I got to be there. He's texting me. All right, so then I didn't want to go. But at the end of the day, he kind of held me accountable and made me go, and he's like that for his teammates. He's done a really good job. He's not a very vocal guy by nature, but he's really made a true effort to do that, whether it's to the entire defense, whether it's to the secondary, or just to the safeties, however it goes. But he's a really, really good kid. Very excited to get an opportunity to help him perfect his craft and develop his skill set, and he still have ways to go. He's a guy who didn't play a lot of defensive back in high school, so he's still learning, and he's instrumental in what we're trying to do on defense.
When you think about playing defensive back at this university, I mean, you talk about all the coaches that have experience and everything. What are the characteristics? What do you want guys to know when they come play defensive back here, the expectations for them?
Yeah, I'm kind of old school. I remember Jermaine Phillips, Sean Williams, when we played those guys in that old rivalry, Auburn versus Georgia. I remember those guys and how physical they were, and they sent the message. And I played with a couple of good running backs, but I remember going in the locker room and those guys saying, man, them two guys right there come out the top on you. And I think that's something that we want to instill in our program. Toughness is something that, that you have to create, and you have to work on it every single day. It's a skill. And I think how we practice and how we do things in our organization is encompassing of that.